Hey, what's the crack? You're all very welcome to Buckshot. This is a little bonus one for you. Little bonus. Little kiss in the cheek there for you. A little bonus one for your Monday hangovers, your Monday blues, whatever the fuck you've got going on. It was, I recorded it the other night, just prior to me doing a show at Unshaw Comedy Club in Camden Street in Dublin. I met with the host for the night, Duane Doogan. He's also he runs and started the Cherry Comedy Club. Also has some fascinating design company that he does a lot of stuff for pro wrestlers, would you believe it? So we had a bit of an old chat for that. So do you know what? Don't forget to hit subscribe if this is your first time listening. Normally they're much longer than this one. This one's just a little bit of a lunchtime, maybe a lunchtime if you're listening to it. This will be a nice little, sure, look it. We'll get over it. Dwayne's dulcet tones. Apologies for the racket that was downstairs, but there is a live bar happening downstairs, so you'll hear a little bit of ambiance, shall we say, in the background. But it was actually just a nice, relaxed 20-odd minute little chit-chat. So do you know what? Sit back, enjoy your Monday bonus with the lovely Duane Doogan. Double D, Duane Doogan. Thanks very much. We're off to the races.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to be somewhere.
Inside in a disused bar upstairs in Unshaw in Camden Street.
Yeah, I've never seen it open.
No, they don't. It's, it's as depressing as it looks, really.
But it looks like it could function. These don't look too old.
I've been up here when there's functions up here, like, you know, of sorts, not comedy club, and if it's never, still go downstairs and get your drinks. Is there anything hooked up to? No. There's nothing in that tap. We give it a go.
Very little.
How are you keeping anyway?
Well, not bad.
How's life in the Cherry going?
Grand. It's a very busy, in the middle of a very busy month.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's great, but it's also head-wrecking.
Yeah, no doubt. You're running a club, for fuck's sake.
And
700 emails a day.
Well, that's another story altogether.
Yeah.
I've stopped using Facebook as a result.
Have you?
So like people who message me on Facebook, I sometimes go back and I just see old messages going, oh, and they're like, oh, can you get back to me by such and such a date? And it's like 6 weeks ago. It's gotten too much. I was always upset because I remember when I started out and I used to message people and they wouldn't get back to me.
Yeah.
I was like, how fucking dare they? And how busy are their lives that they can't respond to people?
Yeah. Disgusting individuals.
I think the notification on my messenger is 3 digits and I can't keep up with it.
Go away.
But like, it sounds like the easiest problem to have. It's like people are just sending you messages and it's nice and you get to talk to people and you're never lonely. It's like
yeah, but it's the same message.
Oh well, no,
and it all has the same undertone to it, like.
But the problem is that I've now just discarded all Facebook messages.
Oh.
So even when they have nothing to do with Cherry or comedy, and they sometimes can be quite pressing matters, I can't respond, because if I go into one, I have to look at others.
Oh, shit, yeah, because it is, you pick that scab, then you're into it, like,
yeah,
oh,
so
Jesus
I
Christ.
just tell people, it's like, text me or WhatsApp me, it's like, I'm not going to your messenger.
How long is the Cherry up and running?
What year is it? 2019. It's nearly 4 years in wheels.
Is it 4 years?
Yeah.
Fuck. And did you start it from college?
Yes. So,
how's it going?
Oh, how are you, Tony?
You're alright. I remember this is what I love about podcasting. A member of staff can just stroll through there, like.
That's Tony now. He's Richie's other sidekick.
Oh, is he?
He's Richie's DJ sidekick, so like.
Oh, right.
One of us is the mistress. I'm not sure which one.
This is, to anybody wondering, this is Richie Bree.
Of course, yes.
Of Belfast fame. Cherry started in November 2014 in DCU. Right.
So however long that is, that's 4 years, is it?
Good on you.
It's 4 and a bit, yeah.
It's 4 and a bit. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, so it's like the summer 2015 then it moved to Wheels.
And the whole premise was it was called Pop the Cherry Comedy Club first.
It was called Pop Your Comedy Cherry.
Okay, right.
Because we asked our college to put more comedy gigs on, and then they, I think, tongue-in-cheek said, put on your own.
Right.
And one of the lads I was in college with, David Atkinson, kind of took that very seriously.
Okay.
And we didn't. But then it started to happen.
Yeah.
And then I designed a logo for a poster, and I just got the words wrong. So that's where Pop Your Cherry Comedy came from. Because I got the words backwards.
exactly what you want from your illustrator / designer, isn't
Well,
it?
it somehow stuck, so I take credit for it now.
Yeah, fuck.
Indirectly, but
I did. That's something we haven't got bags of time because they were here before we do a show. You're hosting tonight at On Show, but we'll come. I do want to come back to the design stuff because that's very interesting that I didn't really know. But the first time we met, I'd say it must have been the first time we drove to Letterkenny.
I think so. Yeah.
Was that the first time?
I think it was. Yeah.
You were sitting in the front, and Mags, who we'd never met either, was sitting in the back talking about some bitch.
I think I'd met Mags, but I wasn't really sure what to expect of her.
Would she talk about wearing a burqa on stage and stuff?
I just remember her telling her story of how she didn't have tickets for. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this, but sure, I've started. How she was in Newcastle and wanted to see Tom Jones.
That's right.
So she went to a home base. Asked could she have a wheelchair for her mother in the car. Took the wheelchair, put it in the car. Her mother's not in there. Went to the gig, wheeled up and got into the disabled section. For free. I'd be impressed with most people, but she was saying it with such confidence. I was quite terrified of what she would be capable of.
Yeah, like one of those old lady killers that just snaps, like, you know what I mean? But she uses the wheelchair on a regular basis.
Just,
like.
Rubbing the blood off the knitting needles.
But it was a complex trio that night. It was like,
it was a strange,
and in a long drive, it was like, whew. And
we got lost.
We got lost, yeah, we got lost. We did get
somewhere
lost
in the north.
And it was was it snowing as well, or had snowed or something? It was really shite, and I'd only a bucket of shit of a car at the time. It was, like, it had all them hallmarks.
I think it was like Christmas, yeah. It was just before Christmas.
Of a buddy movie. Terrible buddy movie. Like, hadn't it, like, we, three people who didn't know each other in a beaten up old car driving in a land they did not know.
Going to Letterkenny for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I have family from Letterkenny and I don't visit them. That's Letterkenny.
I remember you telling me that. I was kind of going, are they coming to the... No. I don't... It's not that I don't get on with them, but just, no, it's too far away.
Yeah. I'm going to see them this weekend. It's a family function and that's a good occasion for it. But, on a... I don't know, was it a Wednesday or a Thursday night? For me to go up on stage 2 months into comedy and go, hey, I'm going to go talk about my dick for a while. Do you want to come listen?
That was a weird gig in that it was a unbelievably expensive looking building we were in, wasn't it?
Yeah, so like it's the Voodoo Lounge, I think it's called.
Yes, that's it. I've gigged there a few times.
Green rooms. But it's got like 6 different floors located all around the building.
And decorated to like Vegas standards, like...
Oh yeah, it used to be this like real rundown carpet on the dance floor kind of a place.
Right.
Got funding from somewhere and then they went mental.
But
they've nothing to put in there.
They struck oil or something up there. That town looks like a ton of money has been spent on it. Like granite footpaths, designer streetlights. You don't see that in northwest of Ireland fucking towns.
I think it's just...
Are they all dealing drugs in from the fucking coast?
No, I think there's nothing to do.
But just build...
But you can't spend your money anywhere. I genuinely think that's part of it.
Do you think so?
Because all the houses up where my family are from, they're these big, massive... They'd be considered mansions here.
Yeah.
But, they'd be a small house if you only have one garage up there. And they're not like...
all built for like 150,000 or something.
Oh, built for nothing, and because everyone has land.
Yeah.
My grandfather's handing out land to everybody.
Fuck, you need to get yourself some of that.
It's like, I've got about €200. Like, what can I build on that? Just something to stake my claim. Like,
just, you know what?
A flag.
Just go up there and have a barbecue every so often, just to keep it relevant and get some posts delivered there. Put up a post box, get some posts delivered there. And then maybe we'll start a caravan park in 5 or 6 years when Cherry really takes off. I'll plan it all out for you and draw it for you.
You've lost already. That's opening a business in northwest of Donegal. There's nothing to sell.
Fuck that.
The only thing that sells
sell depression or something
is really old mobile phones. There's one street in the town and it's got 2 mobile phone shops. One's like they're old Siemens models.
Those Nokias
like
that fucking their battery lasts 4 years.
They still have buttons on them.
Nice.
Like the numbered buttons are still physical.
There are hipsters in this bar downstairs right now that would take your hand off for a buttony phone.
Oh yeah. And that's all that sells up there. I go up there all the time and my uncle's like, got a new phone? And I'm like, about 15 years ago.
Snake. Hello.
But I think that's all they do. And then they top up and they never have to top up again. It's a real strange land. Like, I'm going up for 3 nights this weekend. It's the longest I've ever visited in maybe 10 years.
Is there a wedding or something, or is there land being handed out?
I think it's my granddad's birthday. I don't know what year.
Possibly land being handed out. That's why everybody's showing up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the entire family for the first time since in my lifetime.
So you'd only been a couple of months into comedy. When is that?
That was Christmas 2015.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I was on the dole. No, I wasn't. I wasn't even allowed to get the dole.
How come? Oh, you hadn't put any stamps in.
I'd done a few bad things, and they noticed, and so yeah, I was just sitting
Stealing
home all day.
drugs.
So I needed to go to Donegal for my €5. You know,
I tell you, just as funny as you say that there's nothing to do there. Myself and Colin Chadwick were up there about a couple of months later, and we got pulled by the guards on the way out. Not because they wanted to test us for drugs, we were speeding or anything. They just pulled us over. And your man was giving it all the guard a shit. You know, he's like, you're a long way from home. I'm like, really? Really? Am I? He was like, what are you doing around here? And the female guard, she obviously was on Facebook and it's kind of recognised our two heads because we were the only two foreign heads in the place for. And she went, oh, you were doing the comedy, were you? Oh, yeah, funny man, are you? I said, do you mind me asking why he pulled us over? We weren't speeding. The car has tax. What? I know. I'll ask the questions. I said, no, it's only out of interest. Is there that little to
so
be
you just
doing?
saw the reg of your car?
Yeah, that was it. Reg of the car and just thought, should we pull that over for an old chat? You knew nothing was cooking in this place.
Oh, no, not at all.
We could start a marijuana farm if you got like 2 acres. That doesn't need much tending. We just pop up there every 6 weeks, do a bit of clipping, make a fortune.
I'd say that definitely goes on up there.
For sure it does. For sure it does.
Because that's where the IRA used to dump all the cars and all the safes.
Really?
Yeah,
up around that neck of the
around
woods.
there, yeah.
Right.
So like any time like a car went missing or there was something happened, you knew it would show up because it's over the border and then away a bit.
Yeah.
So that you're just kind of out of territory then.
That's exactly where I would dump it.
You set fire to the car and it's not found for a couple of hours.
So tell us about the illustrating then, because I knew we were talking about websites one time and I knew you were handy with them kind of things. Is that what you did in college?
Yes, yeah. So I did college at the right time when you came out of school, but I did it in like one of those not proper colleges. So I came out with a piece of paper that
just
wasn't
imagine
worth
you're going to KFC college or something.
It was like, I got a FETAC level 5 certificate, which
right.
is like, it'd be more valuable if I blew my nose in it. Like, and I went in working in website and graphic design, but just couldn't get jobs. So I went back to college then, as a mature student years later. So I did just the same thing again. So I went to college to get a degree that I already was working in.
Okay, right, fair enough.
So like there was instances where I remember being like, I'm never telling the lecturers like I'm never going to be here for the module. He goes, well, how are you going to pass? It's like, well, because on Mondays I'm going to go work as a web developer for a design agency. He's like, okay then. It didn't really make any sense, but it took 3 years, and it was like.
So your college and you did pop in there just to actually do some college, but you were actually doing your college in work.
Well, it was all assessment.
Right. So, okay. So yeah.
So I was already like working professionally. So, but it was just I couldn't advance.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I was kind of stuck at entry level jobs.
But you've done bags of design, which I need to get onto actually. Sit down with you someday about designing some new stuff. But you've done like loads of wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
designs for. How did that come about? Like, because I just saw it pop up and I was going, am I seeing the right thing here? Because these are wrestlers that are in actual telly wrestling.
Yeah.
How did you end up designing wrestlers' fucking gear?
Back when I was actually on the dole.
Right.
I don't know, probably about 10 years ago now. There was just a wrestler I followed who was like, oh, I'm coming back from injury, I want to change my look. If anybody has any ideas for any designs for gear, send them over. And I just sent over a few, and then I got a text off my mate saying, I think he's wearing your designs on telly. So picked it up off of Twitter and made it.
Motherfucker didn't credit you or anything.
In the end, we worked it out, and he was actually very good to me. And he recommended me to a lot of people and got me a lot of work, but just started snowballing from there. And it's like.
So who was that fella?
His wrestling name is Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt Hawkins.
So
right.
he wrestles for the WWE, and just once he wore it, he came back to me every time he did stuff, and then he recommended it to his friends, and
And so who else? Because there's a lot of people listening to this love wrestling. Like.
See, yeah, none of the big lads.
Well, even if they're in NXT or WWE or WCW,
Well,
or no, WCW is gone, isn't it?
That's gone. Yes.
What's the other one? No. What was the one with the Kurt Angle kind of half owned? What was that one? Just out of
He
interest.
was in a place called TNA.
TNA.
Yeah.
That's it.
I saw loads of guys. So there's Kurt Hawkins. I did a design for CM Punk.
Did you?
I did,
Oh well, that's a big name now. In fairness,
I did.
you didn't design his ability to get the living shit kicked out of him in MMA, did you?
Although that was quite similar as to how I would have gotten on. I'd say
Yeah,
probably just as quick as well.
You wouldn't have put in your hand.
I like
out.
to say, yeah, I would have lasted a minute with a UFC fighter. Definitely chuck me in there. I'll last a minute. I can't remember off the top of my head now, but there's just like whether it's t-shirts or gear design or whatever it was. It was a nice kind of just a bit of work every now and again.
You've done the international one as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so we just rebranded the international now.
It looks great.
I got the international and I got I did the seller as well.
Did you?
So basically, if anybody puts on any shows in there, I'm putting my foot down and saying they have to pay me to design for them.
Yeah, fair
Who's
enough.
it? The improv. Right, I'm going to go give out to the improv people.
Absolutely,
Give
yeah.
me money.
Why not? I don't think they're going to.
No.
But you're as well to put your fucking foot down.
This is a rule I've invented.
So before the hordes of people come up here,
Oh,
as
yes.
they do on a Wednesday night and on show, tell me about your podcast. You have a podcast as well, don't you?
I do. It's forever not coming out. I decided I didn't want to release a podcast until I had I didn't want to just release it cold and go, I have a podcast now. So I created this idea that I wanted to start a podcast network. And we spoke about the podcast network.
We did, yeah.
We never spoke about it again because
we were drinking pints at the time too.
Because it's the network part that's slowing me down. So my podcast is good to go. Because I edited episodes of it like last year for submission for something. It's like I've got 40 episodes ready.
Have you?
Not all edited, but I've probably got about 10 edited, and I've got 40 recorded. And I just haven't put any out. I recorded the first one February 2017. So we're talking over 2 years I've been recording this stuff. And quite, only 40 in 2 years, so I've been quite, easy about it. But even today I'm looking at the Cat Last lineup going, right, who can I go get for the podcast that I've never put out? But... Yes.
Are you waiting to build a network first before you put out your own podcast? Would it not be better to kind of put out your own podcast and then do a network after that, start bringing people on board? Well,
that's when you introduce, intelligence and logic into a solution.
Okay.
That's something I obviously haven't done. Because I keep recording these and it's like, no one's heard them. And, who was it? Who's your man who was on the Dance with the Stars?
Fred.
No,
Sean Walsh.
Sean Walsh. So Sean Walsh was on one, and then, he went and kissed your one, and it all blew up, and I was like, oh, this is the perfect time to release this. Ah, sure, that's 6 months ago now already.
I had him and Fred on at the same time. But I don't know, sometimes it's hard to judge if they do fluctuate. I reposted around that time, alright, but nothing came, nothing major came as a result of it, because you're kind of going, do the same people that love that tabloid shit listen to podcasts?
Yeah, and
probably not.
Mine's quite a niche one. It's comedians talk about their first ever gig.
Right.
So it's quite timeless as well. So it's not,
it's evergreen.
Yeah, I don't if I can put the one from February 2017 out tomorrow, and it'll be a new podcast.
Yeah,
tomorrow. It won't be outdated just yet.
So tell me about these new Teslas. What's the deal?
Until all the comedians start to die, and then I'll be like, the posthumous podcast will be called this.
Where was your first gig then?
My first gig was in DCU at the Pop the Cherry.
What was that like? For knowing that you'd been on a show and all the rest of it.
It was strange. I came up with an excuse that day to pull out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I had this idea for years to do stand up, but to do really bad stand up, and that I was the only one who found it funny. And for some reason, I thought it was it would be borderline. I'm not. I'll give myself a bit too much artistic credit here, but it'd be a bit more theatre than actual stand up.
Almost like Neil Hamburger, just being shockingly bad.
Haven't seen him now. That's what it was in my head, but not what it was in execution.
Absolutely.
Mine
yeah.
were actually just bad jokes.
Okay.
Or no, mine were just non-jokes. I had things about Sean St. Ledger. Like,
had you any plan for this to go anywhere at all?
I started recording it as a video, and then my friend had set up a gig for like a fundraiser years ago,
Right.
and put me on it. But then the gig never happened, and then that was the gig didn't happen,
Right.
so I didn't pursue it anywhere else. But then when this came around, I was going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I wrote similar style stuff. I went back and watched the videos that I'd shot, and I planned on doing this. The problem is that I've always loved stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So when the day came, I had two options. I had to either write an actual comedy set, because I felt as if it's like, right, I would actually love to do this. So if I go up and intentionally piss about, I'm wasting an opportunity.
Yeah.
Or else I've got to come up with a good excuse to pull out.
So.
I did both. And thankfully, peer pressure made me show up.
Yeah.
And then I went up, and right before, I think I was second last.
Right, okay.
And I was in college at the time.
Okay.
The pints were €3.
Yeah. Say no more.
So like, we had a few beers regularly anyway. But then when nerves were kicking in, I went overload into it. So
Hands start shaking.
Shit-faced.
Yeah. So you went up there fucking scuttered.
But no, the second that I was second last, and they were about to read my name, and I've now had too much to drink that I don't even care about politeness. I'm gonna just leave. And I think I was on the way to the door at the back. Like, this is the weird thing. About 180 people showed up.
Jesus.
Into a room that we put out like maybe 80 chairs. So like, I remember there was a back door.
Sounds like a great atmosphere.
It was great fun. Like, it was like, it was
Barry, you're about to piss your pants though.
It was 15 students going, hey, we're all going to do stand-up.
Right.
It was a very social college as well, so they all knew who we were.
Okay, yeah.
So
there'd be a bit of forgiveness in it too, like.
Yeah, like there was nobody going up there going, who's this guy? He's like, oh, he's him, he's friends with that. Like, somebody sitting next to you knew who the person was if you didn't. And only because it was too busy at the back for me to get out the doors, my name was then called, and I just had to go up. And I had 7 minutes, and I've got a video of it, and it's 14 minutes long now. Fuck. And I didn't want to leave. And it was just like, oh, it's absolute dreadful. And
of course it is. It's your first ever gig.
But I didn't want to leave then.
No worries, Johnny. There's the boss man there, giving us the. So let's wrap up. Who and where can they follow you?
I just changed my names on social media.
Right.
I used to be Duane, and but
phonetically it was
phonetically
Duane,
which made no sense at all, because my name's not the conventional spelling, so I have to go, oh, my name's Duane, but then you had 3 U's and 4 A's and 2 N's, and so now it's just at Duane Doogan on everything. But then, obviously, the unconventional way, so D-U-A-N-E, Doogan, D-O-O-G-A-N-E. There's no conventional way of spelling Doogan. There's not. No one's ever heard that name
It's a great
before.
name, though, Duane Doogan.
Yeah, there was a band in my hometown, a cover band, and they called themselves the Duane Doogan Experience.
Stop.
And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But then I got drunk one night, and apparently started crying and saying, don't take my name, that's mine. So
don't take my name. My mother wants it back.
So they changed it, and I really wish that they didn't.
Fuck! I would go see the Duane Doogan Experience.
It sounds fun, and I was like, oh, I could have introduced them, and felt like I'd be their roadie then, and be like, hey, this is the Duane Doogan Experience. I've been Duane Doogan, and then I just leave.
Wow. Fucking hell. On that note, we better get our shit together and go do some comedy.
Yeah.
Double D. Fun. Thank you very, very much.
Cheers.